Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're going to learn how to make this really cool treble crochet interlock square. Okay, so all you're going to need for this is just a hook. I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook, and I'm using some lightweight yarn. But you can use any size yarn you want and any hook size you want. I just thought it looked really pretty with this. I had some leftover Amigurumi yarn, okay? And you might need a pair of scissors. Well, you will need a pair of scissors for the end, but what you do is once you get done with your squares, however big you want to make them, you could go bigger than what I'm going to show you here. But what you do is you just sew them together at the points here. And so then all that's left is this little opening right here, and it makes a beautiful blanket. Any kind of blanket, baby blanket. But yeah, this stitch could be used for anything. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. As you can tell, I did change colors quite often. You don't have to, but I do think it looks really pretty in this project. Okay, so we're going to make a magic circle, and we're going to put 12 single crochets into our magic circle. Okay. Okay, so after you do those 12 single crochets, you're just going to slip stitch to your first available stitch here, the first one you did. And you're going to slip stitch right into there. You can pull tight as you want. And then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to yarn over twice, and you're going to do a treble in your next stitch. So go into your next stitch, pull up, go through 1, then go through 2, then go through 2, then go through 2. So it's a little variation of the treble, and do that again, and go into your very next stitch, go through 1, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And after you have these 3 here, because this first one counted as your treble, then you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to go into your next stitch and you're going to put a slip stitch. Okay, so there you've got 1. Then you're going to do that again, chain 4, 3, and 4. Then you're going to do a treble in your next stitch, and then you're going to go through 1, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and again, go through 1, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Then you're going to chain 4, and you're going to make a slip stitch into your next stitch, and repeat that again, 2, 3, and 4, and work a treble into your next stitch. Go through 1, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and again. And then after you have 3, you will chain 4, and you will slip stitch into your next stitch. And then we'll do our last one here. So you're going to chain 4, and do a treble in your next stitch, and then a treble in the next, then you're going to chain 4, and into this stitch right here you're going to put a slip stitch. So this is what this looks like right here. Looks kind of like a butterfly, to be honest. But so now what you could do is you could cut off and change colors, or you can keep going, whatever you want to do. It's going to be worked exactly the same, but I'm going to change colors so you can see here, okay? And then I'm going to bring in this orange color, And I'm going to go right to the top of this chain of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right to the top of that is where I'm going to bring in my color, okay? So I'm going to bring in my color, and then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then into my net on the top of this stitch right here, I'm going to work another treble. And into the next one, I'm going to work a treble. Then I'm going to chain 4, and right into the top of this chain of 4, we're going to put a slip stitch. Okay? And now it looks like this. Looks kind of crazy. So turn it on its side a little bit, and now you're going to work around this post right here, this chain of 4 post. You're actually going to work around that. So now you chain 4, you do a treble into this stitch, around the stitch, then you do another one, and instead of chaining 4 and going into here, you want your stitch to be at the top because you're going to be working on the top of this one. So now you're going to repeat another treble into this space instead of doing a chain of 4. Just like that. And now you're here, and so counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to work into the 4th stitch and do a slip stitch, just like that. And now you're at the top of this one, so you're going to chain 4. And then into the next stitch, you're going to put a treble. And into the next, a treble. But now because we're working on the top of this one and not on the side, we're going to need to chain 4. 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go into the top of this stitch right here and make a slip stitch. And now we're on a side again. So now you need to chain 4 and work 3 more treble crochets around this chain 4 post. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then you're out right here next to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, go into the 4th chain up and do a slip stitch. And now you're on the top of this one, and so you're going to work the way I just showed you a minute ago. So if you need to rewind the video, you can, but I want you to keep doing this all the way around, and I'll show you how to finish when we get close to the end. Okay, so we're on our last one here, because as you can see, we're working on the side, and there's nowhere else to work. Okay, so that lets you know that you're at the end. You don't need to go over here and work in this side, because that wouldn't work. So you work your last treble of this round, just like that, and then you're going to slip stitch into the bottom of this first chain of 4 that you did, just like this. Okay, and so this is what it looks like when you're looking down at it. The way you're working it, you're going to see these points right here, but if you turn it on its side, you'll see that you actually have a square. Okay, so but when you're working it, it looks like this. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and cut off, and I'm going to change colors again because that's the way I like mine to be. Like I said, you don't have to do that, but it really looks beautiful, this stitch, I think, to change colors. Okay, so the same thing, you just ended there. You're going to start right at the, it doesn't matter really where, but you want to start at one of the points. Okay, so I'm going to go right over here just to make my life easier and know where I started, and I'm going to go right into the top here. And I'm going to make a chain of 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm going to put a treble in my next stitch, and a treble in my next, and then in the top of this chain of 4, I'm going to chain 4, and I'm going to slip stitch on the top of that. Okay, and then that brings you over here to the side, so you're going to chain 4, and you're going to work 3 treble crochets into here. Okay, and now I'm at the top here, so count up 4, and you're going to slip stitch to the top of that chain of 4. And now we're right here, so we're going to chain 4, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to go into our next stitch and put a treble, and our next stitch, put a treble, and in our next stitch, put a treble. Then you're going to slip stitch to the top of this chain of 4 here. And now you're at the top, so you're going to chain 4. You're going to put a treble in your next stitch, a treble in your next, and now you're going to chain 4 because you're at the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And go right down into the top of that chain of 4 and make a slip stitch. Okay, now you're on a side again. You're going to chain 4. You're going to make a treble 3 times. Then you're going to slip stitch into the top of this chain of 4. And then you're just going to keep repeating that. You're going to keep doing that all the way around, okay? And as it increases, the square is going to get bigger. So I hope you understand. I'm going to go over this again real quick, okay? So as you get bigger, you're going to have more of these right here where you're working on the side. So then what you would do is you would chain 4, put 3 treble crochets here, and then slip stitch to the top. And then remember, when you're at one of these top ones, that's when you're going to work that chain of 4 at the end instead of another treble. That's the only difference in these. And like I said, it's going to look like this when you're working it, like that, but it's actually a square when you turn it on its side, okay? So yeah, they're really fun, really pretty, really easy to do, and really easy to sew together as well. And they just turn out absolutely beautiful. So if you have any questions or you need any help, don't hesitate to ask. You can find me, of course, right in the comments section on YouTube, and you can ask me anything. But if you're not comfortable with that, or you want to find me somewhere else, I have a Gmail that you can email me on in the description box. I also have a TikTok, I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, and I try to post to those pretty regularly. TikTok seems to be the place to be right now, so I've got a lot of videos there. So go check me out on all those places. Give me a follow and a like and a share there as well as here. I appreciate it so much. And leave a comment below if you like this video, okay guys? Thanks a bunch. I'll see you soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.